Good morning, students. We are studying the summary of the novel Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. We have studied that Mr. and Mrs. Bennet have five daughters, and we have studied a little bit about their nature and what are that the five sisters are quite a bit different from one another. Now we'll study further. Now we'll study about Charlotte Lucas and her marriage. Charlotte has no money of her own and will never have any, and this is the reason why she considers Mr. Collins to be an eligible match. Elizabeth is shocked and disappointed at Charlotte's decision, but Charlotte explains that she feels she is too old to be picky and needs to marry Mr. Collins for financial reasons. After Charlotte marries Mr. Collins, Elizabeth promises she will visit them after they move away. Later in the winter, Jane visits friends in London. She hopes to see Mr. Bingley while she is there. Mr. Bingley does not visit her, however, and while Miss Bingley does, she is very rude. It appears that the marriage prospects of all the Bennet girls are very poor. After their marriage, Charlotte and Mr. Collins live near the grand estate of Lady Catherine de Bourgh, Mr. Collins's patron. We find out that Lady Catherine is also Mr. Darcy's aunt. When Darcy visits Lady Catherine de Bourgh, he encounters Elizabeth. He finds himself drawn to her and he visits the Collinses' home several times as she is staying there. No one of these visits, when he finds Elizabeth alone, he proposes marriage to her. Elizabeth immediately refuses, telling him that she finds him unpleasant and arrogant. She declares she knows that he pressured Bingley to give up his courtship of Jane and that he stole Wickham's inheritance. Soon after this, Darcy sends Elizabeth a letter in which he admits that he did pressure Bingley to give up thinking of Jane, but says he did so because he felt that their attachment was not very strong. He claims that Wickham is lying about his story of disinheritance and that it was Wickham's plan to elope with Georgiana Darcy, Mr. Darcy's younger sister, that caused them to cease their connection. This letter makes Elizabeth think and re-evaluate her perspective a bit. When she returns home to Longbourn, she changes her manner towards Wickham, becoming more reserved. Lydia and Kitty, the younger Bennet girls, are upset that the militia will soon be leaving the town. Wickham's regiment is to be stationed at Brighton, and Lydia gains permission from her father to go to that city for the summer and stay with an old colonel and his wife. In the summer, Elizabeth travels with the Gardiners, relatives of the family, to the north. They eventually find themselves near Darcy's estate, Pemberley. After ensuring that Darcy is away, Elizabeth agrees to visit Pemberley and view the grounds and building. She is delighted by what she sees. Darcy's servants say that he is a kind and generous master. To Elizabeth's shock, Darcy arrives. He is very cordial to her. Darcy doesn't allude to his marriage proposal, and he kindly entertains Elizabeth and the Gardiners. He invites Elizabeth to meet Georgiana, his sister. Elizabeth soon receives a letter from home communicating that Lydia has eloped with Wickham. The couple has completely disappeared, and it is feared that they are living together unmarried. Elizabeth rushes home, horrified at the disgrace which the situation could inflict on the Bennet family. Mr. Bennet and Mr. Gardiner search for Lydia but are unable to find her. Mr. Bennet comes home with this sad news. Soon Mr. Gardiner sends a letter saying that Lydia and Wickham have been found and that Wickham has agreed to marry Lydia on the condition that he is given an annual income. At this point, the Bennets assume that Mr. Gardiner must have been the source of the money used to pay off Wickham, but we will eventually find out what was the that was the person to provide this money and save the Bennet family. After Lydia and Wickham marry, they visit Longbourn for a brief visit. Mr. Bennet does not enjoy seeing his daughter and new son-in-law. The young couple then travel to the north of England for Wickham's new assignment. It is soon after this that Bingley returns to the area and begins to court Jane again. Darcy visits Bingley at Netherfield and he visits the Bennets. Bingley proposes to Jane and everybody is happy except for his snobbish sister. Lady Catherine de Bourgh surprises everyone by visiting Longbourn. She gets Elizabeth alone and announces that she has heard that Darcy is planning to marry the young lady. Lady Catherine is outraged by the very idea of this as she feels that Elizabeth Bennet is a highly unsuitable match. She tries to make Elizabeth promise that she will refuse Darcy. Elizabeth says that she is not engaged to Darcy but declines to promise that she would refuse him. Soon after this, while Elizabeth and Darcy are walking together, Darcy declares that his feelings are the same as they were in the spring and that he still wants to marry Elizabeth. Elizabeth joyfully accepts his proposals. So students, in this way we see that the novel comes to a happy ending and Elizabeth and Darcy get married. So the initial pride and prejudice that was there in the two characters, that is Darcy and Elizabeth, in the end all the misunderstanding is solved and it is known that Darcy is not an arrogant person. He is quite a sensitive person, and Elizabeth also, she is a very sensitive girl, and they are married in the end, and it is a happy ending to the novel. So that is all with today's class. We'll study further tomorrow. Thanks.